You know, I kind of think it's so weird. Like, one day we decide to make a group chat and we're talking for hours on end, and everyone has their own little perspectives, everyone has their own little meanings to life. And it's like a whole day of 300 messages, and we're all just chatting it up. And then, fast forward a few years later, no, we don't even send messages on each other's birthdays. I think that's the weird thing about having friend group chats or like close buddy friend group chats. Because I had one when I was, well, I still have one. It's still active, but it's virtually dead at this point. But I had one, we started it back in high school with my best buddies from high school, right? So we would be like seven or eight guys with totally different perspectives, but we are literally just confined by the fact that we all go to the same school and we all just so happen to be interested in one thing, right? Which at that time was just the fulfillment of having gents around you that you know you could support and love. And the crazy thing is, most of these major friend groups happen because there were subgroups that came together and that subgroup turned into a mega group. So, for instance, the group that I was in had like eight people, and I was with a friend, and we kind of gelled into the same friend group where two people also came, and then three people also came from the other side, etc., etc. So now thinking about it, it's been 10 years since the group was made, and the slow death of it has been something pretty gnarly because it went from we could hang out the whole day. Sometimes we'd even get into really, really crazy shenanigans. Like we would literally bunk class and go out day drinking in high school, which obviously, like, now that I think about it, it's not really ideal for kids that are like 17 or 18. But man, it was very clutch when it came to like development and understanding social dynamics when it comes to just guys and, well, a bunch of guys in one setting. We would hang out, we would probably talk to the same type of girls, we would probably go out to the same type of events. And life at that time felt like we'd never separate ever. And then it slowly starts. It starts with that one guy in the group who really thinks that the group is pulling him back in life, and he slowly fades away into the distance. And then it goes from him to two guys, and then three, and then four, and then all of a sudden the group chat is just dead space. Now the group chat literally only works for death updates. I mean, we had a friend, a close friend of ours, pass away like a few months ago. And that was the only time we spoke again after like 6 months of silence, just reminiscing on how that person was so young and how all of a sudden they're gone. And we need to keep in touch and actually hang out as gents so that we don't suffer the same fate and have regret looking back on what we could have done during the space of time that we left open. We still haven't done anything, and I think that's the beauty of having like a friend group chat at this point. It's like you start understanding the dynamics of life because one person wants to be a cook, the next person wants to be an engineer, the next person is an economist, the next one is an Uber driver. It's like so many dreams and realities in one setting stuck, and everyone still has the same amount of love for the other, but it's also like they have to get their stuff done because their interests align with who they're trying to be in life. And it's so crazy to me because sometimes you'll think about these moments, or look back on these moments like, damn, I really had a really solid friend group, because you could have one friend who talk about this and one friend who talk about that. And now it's like we can't even hang out for a cup of coffee because one is in a different state, one is in a different country, one is in a different province, and the other is in the same city, but you guys ain't really that close anymore. The dynamics of friend group chats are just some of the most craziest stuff because we all know we all still have love for our old friend groups and we all still care about our old friends. But at the same time, we are comfortable with loving them from afar. And we'll give out the occasional, heart emoji on an Instagram post, or maybe one of the two of the friends from that group will probably send you Instagram reels or memes as a form of communication. But that's where it all ends, basically. And I'm sitting here wondering, I wonder what's going to happen in the next 10 years because we all know one of us has to die first, right? So, would that mean that if one of us dies first, we're now going to be forced or compelled to meet, even though we couldn't even meet for like a simple chill out back in the day? That's crazy to me. And the funny thing is, that's just how the dice rolls. Because sometimes you have to understand that life works just like that. Like, one of us is going to get married, we might meet up there. It's going to be a funeral, we might meet up there. Maybe one of us is hosting a big ass birthday party or a bash, we might be there. But at the same time, for those who aren't there, we can't hold it against their own will that they probably didn't come because they didn't want to come. Some of them are probably just doing their own thing, getting really busy, trying to master life in their own way. And it's like eight minds thinking eight totally different things and concepts. So you can't even be hard on that either. I guess what I'm trying to say is at the end of the day, you shouldn't feel bad when a group chat dies. It shouldn't be a feeling of, oh, I lost all my friends because I started taking my life seriously. Like, obviously, there's going to be those two or three that you keep close to your heart because maybe you guys chat like often. But at the same time, it's like the rest of the guys probably know I still love them. And I know the rest of the guys still love me. So as long as they're doing good, they have a good bill of health, they're happy, and they're trying, then I guess the friend group chat worked.